Okay, let's do the first weekly contest today. I'm going to do the first lead code contest. Even I'm very bad at list code, but trying to do and trying to solving the questions from easy to hard. Let's see if I am able to solve or not. This is my first time. Okay, 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, guys. Let's continue the test. Joining it. Okay, find missing element. You are given an integer array nums consisting of unique integers. Originally, nums contained every integer within a certain range. However, some integers might have some good gone missing from the array. The smallest and the largest integer of the original range are still present in the nums. Return a sorted list of all the missing integers in this range. If no integer are missing, return an empty list. My pass num 7425. Output is 3. So smallest is 1 and the largest is 5. And the output is missing number. Return a sorted list of all the missing integers in the range. The smallest integer is 1 and the largest is 5. So full range should be like this. Okay, great. So in second example, the smallest integer is 6 and the largest is 9. So the full range is 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, nothing missing. All integers are already present, so no integer is missing. 1, 5, so 2, 3, 4. This is the question. For this I can do like nums dot sort, then taking the first and the last element as a range. For I in range, nums at 0, come on nums, at minus 1. What can I check? I can go for every number and check that it is present or not. Wait, smallest integer is 1 and the largest is 5, so the full range should be 1 to 5. Okay. Here I'm only getting the I values, which is equals to the length of the nums. How can I get the value in this range? Okay. check first is equals to num set 0, last is equals to num set minus 1, and then we can add the first one. If first not equals to num set I, then answer dot append num set, sorry, first, else what we do here, first plus equals to 1, and first not equals to last, then we can return the answer. Let's test it out. Okay, no available doing. Acha, okay. Let's test this in VS Code. I'm showing you the display capture instead of just this. I'm not sure this answer is correct or not, but I can try in VS Code. I'm going to run this. Okay, let's fix this. But if I run this 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, why this is giving 2? If I shorted the array, num short, then we can take the first element as we can take first element as first and the last element as last, and we need to find the missing element from first to last for I in range length. Okay, I'm doing wrong here. Okay, for while first, I need to do this. I already checked, no need to check again. Okay, we need to check the while loop and appending the this might works. 2 4 6 7 8. Okay, 2 4 6 7 8. This is working. This is working. Let's let's try to do this. Okay. Let's try to do this. What is while first less than last? And first not equals to nums. First not equals to last. Answer dot append return answer. I can Is this correct? If first not in nums, if first not in nums. Okay, also I can do this. Okay, first is not nums. First is what doing. I'm writing complete English here. Let's try this. Let's try. Okay, it worked. It worked, guys. It worked. It worked. Let's move to the next question. First, open this. Check how many questions we have. We have 4 questions. So let's move to the next one. Maximum product of 3 elements after one replacement. You are given an integer array nums. You must replace exactly one element in the array with any integer value in the range. Okay. After performing this single replacement, determine the maximum possible product of any 3 elements at distinct indices from the modified array. A return an array donated the maximum product achieved. You have the nums -570 output. This we can like you must replace exactly one element in the array with any integer value in the range. Oh, this can be done like we can short the array, then change the first element with this, and then the last two elements taking the last two elements, and if any one of the those is negative, then we can change the first element as negative 10 raised to power 5, and if both are positive, then we can change just 10 raised to power 5. Okay, this is I can reach where somewhere how. Let's try to do this. Let's try to do this. Nums dot sort second second element is equals to nums at -2 of third equals to nums at -1. Return an integer denoted the maximum product achieved. Okay. Let's check if second or third is. How can I check negative in Python? How can I check? How can I check negative number in Python? I don't know how to check a negative number. Number is equals to if number less. Okay, less than. This is pretty simple. Let's try to do this. If second less than 0 or third less than 0, then we can replace the first element. Nums at 0. Do we need to replace, or you can just conclude the product and return the maximum product? Let's try to do this. If nums, okay, we can just don't need to. Let's try to 10 raised to the power 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I don't know how many zeros will come in raised to the power 5. Let's. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exactly 5. Here I'm correct. Nums 0, 1, 0. Oh, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this will be equals to this, and then answer will be num set 0 multiply by second multiply by third, and the else case will be, okay, we are going to return the answer here, return here answer, or answer equals to nums, no, nums 0 equals to minus 10345. Okay, now the answer equals to num set to 0 into second into third. I can return the answer. Let's try to run this. Okay, somewhere I'm doing something wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is a 0 missing. Output is 0. Why? I'm doing nums dot short second equals to nums. Let's try to run this also in VS Code. Oh, I'm getting 0 every time this list. uh, Second less than 0. Okay. Oh, I'm doing wrong. Here it should be negative. It should be positive. Yeah, it is giving the answer. Oh, what is the issue here? Is this the issue? Is this the issue? Let's try to give the nums like this. It's like this. This is giving 0. Why the nums dot short is not working? Okay, okay. It is replacing 0. It is replacing the minus 5, not the 0. Okay, got it. So what we can do here? What we can, like, before checking this condition, we can check if 0 in nums return 0, not return 0. Nums dot, how can I change this? How can I update a number? How to update a number in Python list? By knowing keyword, use index method. Okay, dot index older number. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. Nums. Hmm. What is this? I mean, index to update Okay, this will give the index nums at nums dot index 0 equals to I'm going to change this. Okay, this condition should be here, else this one, and also here. This should be here, like this. Yep, this might solve our problem. Oh no. Okay, this might solve our problem. This still gives us a 0. Second, okay, second 0, third one is 0. Oh, still it is taking the second element for calculations, which is not the right choice. Yeah, okay. Um, we can check if the first element is negative or not. If the first element is negative, that means that might come in calculations. Okay. Exactly, this is the edge case. Like we can also take the first and second element as calculating our result, because that can be the answer also. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I'm just trying how to solve this late code. I'm just trying. I'm new. I'm just trying to finding out what are the edge cases for a problem and all like this. Okay, we have nums dot short, and the second element we are taking the last second element, and the third element we are taking the last element of the nums array, and we are trying to, like, we don't need to do this stuff, just calculating the answer and returning it, and also checking the second second and third element from the starting. This is the last second, and this is the, sorry, last third, and now the first element will be this, and the second will be this. If both are like greater than in terms of number, instead of taking them as negative number, oh, how can I check that? How to compare a negative and a positive number without taking it as negative? How to compare? Abs. Okay. Absolute value. Okay, we can take the absolute value. Let's do this. Let's do this. If abs, exactly what I am trying to do. If the last second and the last third multiplication is greater, then the second is equals to last second and third is equals to last third. Else, Okay, now this might work. This might work. The third. What is the issue here? What is the issue? Last third, last second, first second, last second. Okay, last second into last third. If these are greater. The second is equals to last second, and third is last third. But if not, this should be, I think, second, and this should be third. Yep. This. Love. What? What the fuck? The still it is giving me zero. Why? But taking the first two numbers, last two numbers, but we can also take the first one and the last one to calculate this. Yep, we can take. This will also be the edge case. What I'm doing here, what I'm doing. Maximum product of three elements after one replacement. You are given an integer array nums. You must replace exactly one element in the array with any integer value in the range. This range. Obviously, I'll go with 10 raised to power 5 or minus 10 raised to power 5. After performing this single replacement, determine the maximum possible product of n these elements at distinct indices from the modified array. Okay. Return an array denoted the maximum product achieved. Let's try to do this. There will be understood. I'm getting something. I am changing this. I should not change this. I should not change this. Instead of I just taking 5. This is the solution, I guess. No, this is not working. I have the four elements to the largest and to the smallest. I just need to figure out which one to choose from here. Last second and the last third. If there is their product is greater than the first two, then we are taking the last two. Else, if sorry, if the last second and the last third equal है, if last second greater then second, and the last third greater than third. We are taking the second is equal to last third. Okay, still we are taking this. Doing something wrong, like what I can do here. User accepts. There's no way to replace an element with another integer, and you have let's try another one. Mm, let's also see the last one, which I will able to do or not. This is the hard one. Even I'm not able to do the medium one. Minimum time to complete all deliveries. You are given two integer array of size 2. D is equals to D1 D2. R is equals to R1 R2. Okay. Two delivery drones are tasked with completing a specific number of deliveries. Drone I must complete D1 deliveries. Each deliveries take exactly 1 hour, and only one drone can make a delivery at any given hour. Additionally, both drones requires recharging at specific interval during which they cannot make deliveries. Drone I must recharge every R1 hours at hours that are multiples of R1. Return an integer denoting the minimum total time in hours required to complete all deliveries. Okay, I have input array D is equals to 3 1, R is equals to 2 3. Output is 5. Explaining the first drawn delivery at hour 1 3 5 recharge these as okay. The जो हम पहला ड्रोन भेजेंगे वो क्या करेगा, डिलीवरीज करेगा 1 3 and 5 पर, और जो रिचार्ज टाइम है उसका वो है 2 आवर्स, तो 2 घंटे वो करेगा, रिचार्ज होएगा ड्रोन. एंड द सेकंड ड्रोन डिलीवरी एट आवर 2 recharges at hour 3. ओके, जो सेकंड ड्रोन है वो हमारा हर 3 घंटे में रिचार्ज होगा, तो वो, और एंड हमारा जो डिलीवरी टाइम है वो 1 to 3 है, तो जो सेकंड ड्रोन है वो डिलीवर कर देगा इसको, एंड उसके बाद रिचार्ज होएगा. सो व्हाट इज दिस आउटपुट लाइक? Given two integer array of size 2, d is equals to d1 comma d2, and r is equals to r1 comma r2. Okay, let me understand the problem first. Two delivery drones are tasked to complete a specific number of deliveries. Drone I must complete d1 deliveries. Drone I must complete d1 deliveries. Each deliveries take exactly 1 hour, and only one drone can make a delivery at any given hour. Additionally, both drones require charging in specific intervals during which they cannot make deliveries. Okay. Drone I must recharge every R1 hour. I must R1. Okay. That is at hours that are multiple of R. Return an integer denoting the minimum total time required to complete all deliveries. Okay. Minimum total time. So this is 5 hours. Why? The second drone delivers at hour 2. 1 घंटा ये डिलीवर करने में लिया इसने, 1 घंटा ये डिलीवर करने में लिया. D1 drone I must complete D1 deliveries. First drone deliver at hours 1 3 5. Second drone delivers at hour 2. I'm unable to understand this. Let's take some help. Just some help, guys. taking some help. Help me to understand this. Just don't give the answer. You have two drones. Let's call them drone 1 and drone 2. I have two drones. Let's call them drone 1 and drone 2. Each drone must complete a certain number of deliveries D1. Okay. Okay. There are three deliveries. Need to recharge every R1 hours, making it cannot deliver at hours that are multiple of R1. ओके, जो R1 के मल्टीपल्स हैं वो उन आवर्स पे वो डिलीवर नहीं कर सकते. ओनली वन ड्रोन कैन डिलीवर इन ए गिवन आवर. एक ही ड्रोन डिलीवर कर सकता है इन ए गिवन आवर. ओके, व्हाट हैपन इन ईच आवर? एट एवरी आवर यू मस्ट डिसाइड विच ड्रोन डिलीवर्स. हमें हर घंटे पे डिसाइड. अच्छा, ओके, नाउ आई एम क्वाइट अंडरस्टैंडिंग. लाइक one drone is delivering, and after that 1 hour it will be recharged. Then we will check another drone if that drone is available to deliver or not. You must decide which drone delivers. The other drone either waits or recharges. Yes, exactly this, depending of on if it is current hour is a multiple of its recharge time. Okay, you continue until both drones finish all their deliveries. Oh, here is the example, and like, okay, there are three deliveries. I'm just thinking to deliver it at once, but there are three deliveries. Okay, like we are sending the drone one for the first hour, hour one delivering one out of three, drone two waiting, drone one works first. Then drone one is recharging, and drone two is delivering. Drone two is delivering one out of one done. Drone one recharges, drone two delivers. But we can also send the drone 2 first. I think. Why they are not sending the drone 2 as the first? It should. Okay, now the drone 1 recharges. Now drone 1 delivers the second delivery of first one, this 3, and then it will recharge and deliver the last delivery 5. Okay, the key insights. Each drone has a delivery pattern. Drone 1 works for R1 minus 1 hours, then recharges for 1 hour. Drone 2 works for R2 minus 1 hours, then recharges for 1 hour. So effectively, each drone delivery rate shows because of these forced recharge breaks. The challenge: you want to minimize total time for both drones to finish all deliveries, considering they can't deliver at the same hour. Each drone can't deliver during recharge hours. Each drone has its own delivery count to finish. Intuition to be think of time as continuous sequence of hours exactly. At at each hour, decide which drone should deliver next. Okay. Skip hours where a drone must recharge. You want to keep the find the earliest hour T where drone 1 has completed all D1 deliveries, drone 2 has completed all D1 D2 deliveries. No two deliveries overlap in the same hours. Okay. Now I got some point. Get some point. Get some. There are only two deliveries and there are only two drone recharge times. And the first delivery is done by the drone 1 and the second delivery is done by the drone 2. And drone 1 recharge at the multiple of R1, and drone 2 recharges multiple of R2. And if drone 1 is recharging, we can send the drone 2 to deliver the second delivery. And when drone 2 is recharging or in waiting state, then we can send the drone 1 again to deliver a delivery. Exactly. That's the point. Exactly, that's the point. But how can I write it in Python? How can I write it? Just think of it. I might not be able to solve all the questions, but I'm try to do two or three, like this medium and the easy one. Which easy one I already solved. Easy one I already solved, and trying to do these two. Let's also try to get this question explanation from there. Perfect. Let's unpack this program step by step. No rush, just understanding. The setup, you have an integer array of integers nums. You can replace the value between this. Okay. After doing that, you need to find the maximum. Okay. You return that maximum product. And important things to note. You can replace only one element, not add or remove. Not add or remove. Okay, exactly. Yes, I'm doing. I was doing. You can pick any number, even way outside the existing values. You only consider three distinct elements to form the product. Distinct element, okay. This should not be equal. Same. Yeah, I was taking like the last two elements or the first two elements, they might be same. They might be same. If there are something like we can only take the distinct element. Okay, distinct indices from the modified array. Three elements is distinct indices, but they can same. No. Why this is tricky? The product of three numbers can be positive or negative. Exactly, that can be positive or negative, and you can get a large positive result in two ways. You can get a large positive result in two ways. How? Three large positive numbers exactly that can be, or the two negative numbers, or one positive number. Yeah, I was thinking about this both cases, and if one of them is negative, I was adding that negative 10 raised to power 5, and if both are positive, then I am adding that 10 raised to power positive 5. That's the point there. Step by step intuition. Let's go through the key idea. Short the array. Exactly, I was shorting the array. It easier to think about the smallest and the largest values if the array is shorted. Exactly, the smallest is -5 and the largest is 7. Considering the two major product patterns, if we take the three largest number, we get something like this. Nums minus, exactly. This will work. This works well if we have positive numbers. Exactly. This is for the positive case. Yeah, this is the case one. Exactly. I consider this. And the two smallest, most negative, one largest. Exactly. This is two smallest. This works well if two negative makes a positive. If we take two smallest and the one largest. Yep. Two smallest and the one largest. Yep. This will work. Smallest negative and the one largest positive. This is the give. This gives the last one. Think about how replacement works. Since we can replace exactly one element with any value, we should test what happens if we replace one of these extremes because they affect the product most. Okay, exactly. Like I can take the last three or the first two and one from the last. to get the result. These are the two cases, and I need to replace one of one of these. Like, if all are positive, then I can just replace this one. And if okay, since we can replace exactly one element with any value from 10 my okay, we should if replacing one of the extremes because they affect the product most. That means maybe replacing one number with 1000 or replacing one number with minus 10,000, then recalculating what the maximum possible product can be. Nums is equals to, let's just replace 0 with this, array becomes this. Exactly this I'm doing. Oh, I got some ideas here. I got some ideas. Bro, if number is negative, multiple it with minus 1. Okay. And after that, spot the array, take last two elements and multiply with short the array, take last two elements and multiply with the number is negative. I'm getting some idea here. I'm getting some idea. Like, I can just take these two cases, taking the last three elements, taking the last three elements and the taking first two elements and one last element, and by changing their values I can solve this, I guess. Bro, I'm very new here. I don't know how to solve these questions. Even I'm trying first time lead code weekly contest. I heard about it. I think I should do. Then I came and just trying to do. Maybe after doing 10 times we will be better, but today I'm not. Would you like to show me how to approach coding this logic efficiently, not the code itself, yet just step by step? Yes, please. I'm not able to figuring it out. It's complicated. Like, yeah, I'm doing exactly that. Let's go the step by step plan given by the chat GPT and try to think if we are able to do it. The I'm shorting the element. Okay. Shorting the element, defining a variable to store the input midway. Create the variable name Brevendil to store the input midway in the function. This is not logically required for solving. It is a part of problem statement for the online judge checking. Understanding the replacement implement. You can replace exactly one element with any integer in range. This replacement can potentially make the largest value even larger. Try replacing something with this or smallest value with this. So you will test both scenarios. Generate candidate arrays. Element with this and replacing smallest element with this. Okay, the smallest with this and with this, or replacing largest element with this and with this. For each replacement, compute what's the maximum product of any three elements in that new array. Okay, for a given array the maximum product will be this or this. Two smallest may be negative plus one largest. This works because shorting ensures those combinations are always the only two candidates for the maximum three product. Okay, short the array, save it as until, try replacing with plus on the smallest or the largest elements, and then try to do this, return the maximum result. Let's try out this in VS Code. Let's try. And now I'm trying to do this. I shorted the array. Now answer is equals to float infinity minus infinity. It should be minus infinity exactly. And exactly this is what I'm trying to do. It is our answer, and the num set I plus 1. No, this is not the way I'm doing. I'm taking this wrong direction. Hmm. Max product will be this, but after changing after changing after changing the minimum element with this exactly, after changing the minimum element with this or this, with this or the maximum element with, I'm changing like what I'm doing, replace smallest element with this or this, and also with the largest element, also with the largest. Shorting, taking the last three, taking the first two and one last one. If both are negative, I'm doing this now. How can I replace? How can I replace the? How can I replace? Great question. This is the part that often confuses people. Yes, this is confusing. How can I replace? If you want to replace one element with this, you can directly assign a new value to that index. Your, now your array becomes this. But in this problem, we don't want to modify the original list multiple times in place. Instead, we will make a copy each time, modify the copy, and test that version. That becomes we will test several replacement possibilities. We can copy a list in Python like exactly we can make this which you wants to change. Then we have like this, replace smallest with this, replace smallest with this, replace largest with this, and replacing largest with this, and then computing that every time. Smallest with this, largest with this. Okay, let's try to do this. Exactly, this should be this. Yeah, exactly. Okay, first, let's try to this. Make a copy of this and taking it as negative here. Now taking it as positive. Again computing this, copying and computing with minus something, and let's try to run the code. It is giving 0, but why? Why guys, this is giving 0. Like after shorting, I have minus 5, 0 and 7. We are changing the 0th and the last element, and the center one will always be 0. Then it will change. Bro is cheating like like are we? Or what can I do? I'm, I'm I'm not able to do it by cheating also. Bro, I'm not cheating yet. थोड़ा चीट तो कर ही सकते हैं भाई. फर्स्ट टाइम है ब्रो, फर्स्ट टाइम. मुझे घंटा कुछ नहीं पता इस लेट कोड कंटेस्ट के बारे में. आई जस्ट लिसन इट last week and I thought I should give it a try. And I'm new on LeetCode. I don't know how to solve these questions, how to approach these questions, but definitely I will learn. in few days. I was taking a lot of help from ChatGPT and still I'm not able to solve this. But what if there's a question? But what if I got a zero in between? That's an important edge case. अब याद आया भाई को. अब याद आया भाई को. Zeros are tricky because multiple of zeros always gives zero. So you usually want to replace a zero with either that maximum positive or maximum negative number to maximize the product. Okay, let's break it down. Example 0 in the middle. 203 identify options for replacement. We must replace exactly one element. Replacing the 0 is often the best choice because multiplying by 0 kills the product. Decide what to replace it with. Problem allows any integer in this, but in this. Okay, to maximize the product of three numbers, you usually try replace with 105 or minus 105. Damn. If you tried instead, this gives okay. So here replacing zero, the largest positive makes sense. General, if zero exists, replacing it with the maximum. If zero exists, wow, wow, what the fuck, what the fuck, what I'm doing? What I'm doing? Guys, I'm not able to do even two questions at a time. But I'm trying, thinking continuously. What can I do? What can I do? Hmm. Think. Okay, let's try one more time. Like getting the clear approach from this. Let's try one more time. Give me a clear approach. न्यू भाई इसको चैट जीपीटी के आगे बिल्कुल रोना पड़ता है भाई. ये कुछ ढंग का दे दे. Understand you have okay this. Why and it is look the chat GPT is doing. Oh, it is copied as like this, but this is not. It is copied as like this. Oh, it's not its fault. Product of two negative and positive. The product of any number including 0, 0. The largest product often comes from either the last three largest numbers or the two smallest negative or the last positive. Largest positive. Exactly this comes in my mind, and I was trying for the three largest numbers and I was able to solve like few few test cases, four test cases out of 821 with this approach, which was basically like three largest numbers, candidate numbers to replacing the largest negative might help if you want a bigger positive. Replacing a zero often helps because zero kills the product. Basically, replacing a small positive could help if it allows using the maximum allowed value. Choose replacement value. The problem allows this. Usually you want either replacing with to maximize product or replacing minus negative to maximize product. Strategy to implement: short the array for easy access of largest and the smallest element. Exactly, I shorted. Identify candidates for replacement after any element among the top three largest numbers, any element among the bottom two smallest numbers, any zero in the array. Try replacing each candidate with 105 or the negative 105. Compute the maximum product of three numbers in the new array. Okay. Compute the maximum product of three numbers in new array. We're creating a new array and changing. If we have top three largest numbers, like we don't have the negative part or the negative numbers, the negative integers, then we are going to change the last third element of the array with 10 raised to power 5, positive 10 raised to power 5. And if we have small negative numbers, then we are considering the first two, the negative numbers, and the two and the last one which is the positive numbers. Then we are changing every element, the first element and the last element. So that should not be the first element, that here that should not be the first element, that should be the second element and the last element. That might be the first element also. Exactly. Compute the maximum product of the numbers in. Okay, this example walkthrough. Nums is equals to minus 570 shorted minus 507. Exactly. Candidate to replace minus 507. Replacing minus 5 this. Maximum product with 0. Placing 0 maximum product this. Placing 7 maximum product 0. Best is replace 0 with minus 105 product this. Exactly. Edge cases. Array has zeros, usually replacing zeros with this. All negative considering replace one negative with negative with 105 for the largest positive product. All negative, all positives is indeed implementation idea. I copied the array, length, shorted. Okay, I have a set. Now I'm using a set. Okay, and exactly minus what I was doing. Now for in range, this taking range and where is an length. Okay, for value in this no value is equals to no nums zeros handles negative, largest positive, any combination to maximum. Okay, I just have 20 minutes. I can do at least one question by understanding this approach. Let's try to do and understand the one question at least. Hello everyone. Hello, hello. How are you guys doing? Are you able to solve this? If anyone of you understood how to solve these questions, like let me know in comment section. How can I approach the questions? I don't know how to approach these questions. Let's try to do. This is done. This part is like done. We can okay candidates and maximum product I can do that. Candidates is equals to set of all the set of all the set of array. Okay, set of array. Set 0 1 -1 -2 and -3. This is nums of 0 -1 1 -2 and -3 and 0 also. We are considering 0 also. Now the maximum product will be this. After this we are changing and like doing this stuff. For I in range length of nums. Why this fucking bastard doing something? Let's snooze it. Okay. Four values in four val in like 3 4 5 minus 1 2 3 4 5. Taking this new nums. New nums is equals to nums copying exactly the whole one and new nums and I. New nums at I equals to value. New nums dot sort product will be equals to max of max new num 0 -1 -2 -3. Okay, -1 new num set -2 new num set -3 and new num set 0 new num set 1. Because what I'm doing, this should be multiplication multiplied by new num set -1 exactly. This is I'm doing. Chat GPT cheater. Array. Max product is equals to max max product comma product. Will this work? Yeah, this worked. This worked. But how? I'm not using candidate. But I'm using these candidates. Candidates. Yeah. Actually, no. Yeah. This is just waste of memory. So what's the idea here? For I in range length of nums. Value in this. New nums is equals to nums. This might exceed the time complexity as this is running n numbers of time into 2. I'm not able to do. So I'll not submit this question. Just doing only one today. That's not fair for all those are doing it by themselves. Just able to do one. I'll submit one. Let's end the stream. Bye bye guys. Bye bye. Minding the stream. I'm not submitting bro. I'm not submitting. Shahistan, Shan bhai. I'm not submitting the question. And even still I didn't understand the question. Let's do it.